Let's talk about Yuki Tsunoda. His is a story of a driver who exploded onto the Formula One scene like a lightning bolt, kind of crashed under all that pressure, and is now, right now, fighting his way back from the sidelines. It's a classic redemption arc, and it's happening as we speak.
And really, these words from Yuki himself, they tell you everything you need to know, don't they? This isn't just about getting a job back. It's this deep, personal hunger to be back in that car. And that feeling? That's what's driving every single thing he does today.
So where's he in 2026? Well, after losing his full-time race seat, Yuki is now the reserve driver for both Red Bull and Racing Bulls. That means he's at every single race, he's in every debrief, he hears all the strategy calls, but when those lights go out, he's stuck watching from the garage.
Now, to really understand the fight he's in right now, we have to rewind all the way back to his debut, because his arrival in Formula One wasn't just good, it was a genuine shock to the entire system.
I mean, just look at this. In preseason testing, he was P2 right behind Verstappen, in an AlphaTauri. Then, in his first ever qualifying session, he gets through on just a single set of tires, which is just pure confidence. And yeah, he had a rough start in the race, but he still clawed his way back to score points. As he put it, he felt like a hero.
And this wasn't just, hype from the fans. The praise was coming from the very top. When a guy like Ross Brawn, F1's managing director, calls you the best rookie F1 has had for years, well, you know you've made it. All of a sudden, the expectations for Yuki were just sky high.
Even his own team boss, the legendary Franz Tost, was completely blown away. For him, Yuki's performance was basically confirmation that a truly special talent was now on the grid. At that moment, it felt like his future was limitless.
But as that rookie season went on, the story started to change a little bit. The raw speed was always there, no one denied that. But it came packaged with a really fiery temperament and just a whole string of inconsistencies. This was the start of his big roller coaster ride. And this right here was the core of his problem. He had to transform himself from a driver totally ruled by emotion, the radio outbursts, the costly mistakes, into a focused team leader who could give constructive feedback. He had to learn that his biggest weakness wasn't his speed, it was his mindset.
He admits it himself. He says this wasn't just about tweaking his driving style. He felt like he had to fundamentally change who he was as a person just to survive in F1. Can you imagine trying to fight that internal battle while you're driving a car at 200 miles an hour?
So after years of hard work, of developing and taming that inner fire, he finally got the call, the one he'd been working for his whole life, a seat at the main Red Bull team. It was the absolute dream opportunity, but it was going to be a very short-lived one.
Man, you can just feel the emotion in this quote, can't you? Getting that Red Bull seat wasn't just another career move. It was the moment. And the fact that it all happened at his home Grand Prix in Japan, he said it was the biggest highlight of his life. The stakes just could not have been higher.
But then the dream started to unravel, and it happened fast. It really all started with a massive crash at Imola, a track that had given him trouble before. That accident wrecked crucial new parts, so he had to use older specs. That kicked off this awful negative spiral, 7 races in a row with no points. Ultimately, he just couldn't match the insane pace of Max Verstappen. And let's be honest, who can? And just like that, the seat was gone.
But hitting professional rock bottom, well, it forced a change. This is where the story stops being just about a race car driver and starts being about the man inside the helmet. And he's brutally honest about it. This wasn't just a bad year at work. He calls it the most difficult period of his entire life. The pressure of that Red Bull seat didn't just break his momentum, it nearly broke him. And this is fascinating. The immense pressure actually forced him to look inward and ask questions he'd never even thought about. Who am I without a race car? What actually makes me happy? He admits that the worst season of his career was the only thing that could have led him to those answers.
And that brings us to today. With a whole new perspective and a renewed sense of purpose, Yuki isn't just reacting to what's happening in his career anymore. No, he's on a mission to reclaim it.
So what does a driver without a seat do? Well, if you're Yuki, you train harder than ever before. He has pushed himself into the best physical shape of his life, with fitness numbers that are apparently even better than when he was racing full-time. The message here is crystal clear. He is ready.
So his strategy for 2026 is actually pretty smart. He's keeping himself physically sharp, he's staying visible in the paddock so no one forgets him, but, and this is crucial, he's also building a life for himself outside of racing. He admits watching from the sidelines is incredibly tough, but he says it just makes him even hungrier. His mindset is simple. If that phone rings, he will be ready.
Which leaves us all with this one big question. He's got the raw talent, we've always known that. He's developed the emotional maturity he was missing. He's physically and mentally stronger than he's ever been. He has done all the work. The only thing that's missing now is the opportunity. So is his return to the grid really a matter of when, not if?